Hey, it's Cynthia with Supplier Community. We are so lucky today to be joined by Andrew Thornton, grocery store founder in the UK of Thornton's Budgens. They are a small boutique grocery store in Belsize Park. If you're familiar with London, they're right across from the tube station. And he has recently undertaken a massive change in packaging in his store. It is one store, it is a boutique store, but he is out to change the world. Andrew, tell us your story.
My longer term story is I was a consultant who had a midlife crisis about 10 years ago and bought 2 supermarkets as a result of it, which is a slightly obscure way to deal with a midlife crisis. And what I've realized over that time is that really my purpose is all around influencing business leaders to do things differently. And I call it business with a heart, but it's ultimately taking a different approach. And it's more looking at the whole issue of stakeholder value, looking at your customers, your suppliers, your community, the environment as well, instead of just looking at shareholders. So we have done in my London supermarket in Thornton's Budgens, we have done many things in the environmental space. And last year we have become very aware with Blue Planet 2, the David Attenborough documentary, really bringing to the fore of people's customers' attention the whole plastic issue. And as I was contemplating, and I'd met an organization called Plastic Planet, who we ended up working with to tackle this. But as I was contemplating that, I took some time out in the US over the summer. I was doing some training, leadership training. And prior to that, I went to have a week beforehand to kind of relax and just let things go. I went to visit a place called Smith Island off the coast of Maryland. The intention being to have a kind of relaxing week, just doing very, very little. And I'm a kind of crazy Irishman, and I have to go and swim all the time, all year round. And I didn't have a good feeling. The water didn't feel clean, and it was the ocean, and this is supposed to be a nature reserve. But and somewhere on the swim, I must have stood. I think I stood on a crab shell or something, but didn't think more of it. Got back to our little cabin. And after a while, my foot started to swell up a bit, and it kind of got worse. And so within 24 hours, there was a nurse on the island, and my partner was really quite concerned. So she called the nurse again the second time. And the nurse came around, she said, "Oh my God, we need to deal with that." And I was airlifted off the island into a hospital on the mainland and spent 48 hours on a drip, having really heavy duty antibiotics. And effectively what happened was the sea was so poisoned with toxic whatever produced by human beings. And it's not necessarily just to do with plastic, but all of the I'll use the word crap that we pump into the sea as humans was so toxic that I ended up in this position. And when I got back to the island afterwards, one of the guys who'd been one of the volunteer firemen who kind of lifted me on the stretcher into the helicopter said, "Oh, it's really good to see you didn't lose a leg, because that ocean's pretty toxic." And that, if I hadn't been decided at that point that we were going to do something about plastic, that pushed me over the edge. And I got back to the UK on the 1st of September, and we made a commitment. This is 2018. We made a commitment that we would launch 1,500 plastic-free products by early November, which was like 10 weeks or so. And we did. In fact, we launched 1,800 products. As I mentioned, we work with an organization called Plastic Planet, which is a social enterprise that's committed to turning off the plastic tap. And we really did this for 3 reasons. One, we wanted our customers in Belsize to have the chance to shop with less plastic packaging. Secondly, we wanted to reduce the amount of plastic our store put into the environment. But most importantly, we wanted to influence the major players to do something different, to show that if little Olas with one store in North London could actually do this, take out this many products in 10 weeks, then surely what could a Walmart or a Tesco or a Carrefour with all their resources do? So that's kind of what we did.
Andrew's going to join us in early 2024, a webinar all about packaging and sustainability. So make sure to keep your eye to your email, and of course, always for more information on anything we do, our website, supplier.community.